Hi friends, how's everybody today? Awesome. We're really glad you can come back and join us again today. So once again, if you want to say hi, go ahead and send in your names and we'll all say hello to everyone that's watching today. Today we are going to go on a special journey under the sea. And I was blowing bubbles earlier. Let's see if I can blow some more here. Oops. Let's try this. There we go. We're going to go under the sea and talk about a very special fish called the rainbow fish. Now the rainbow fish, do you remember when I was talking about a person that writes the book is called the author? Well, the author of this book, his name is Marcus Pfister, and he wrote the stories about rainbow fish. Rainbow fish is a very special story about sharing. So I want to share the first one with you, and I want to share a couple stories that came afterwards. So go ahead and chime in and say hello, and we'll talk a little bit about someone. Let's see. Hi, Everett. Everett's always on time and ready to go. We'll share the story with you. It's called the rainbow fish, and I have a very special fish here to help me tell the story. A long way out in the deep blue sea, there lived a fish, but not just an ordinary fish, but the most beautiful fish in the entire ocean. His scales were every shade of blue and green and purple, with sparkling silver scales among them. The other fish were amazed at his beauty. They called him Rainbow Fish. "Come on, Rainbow Fish," they would call, "come and play with us." But the rainbow fish would just glide past, proud and silent, letting his glittery scales shimmer. One day, a little bluefish followed after him. "Rainbow Fish," he called, "wait for me. Please give me one of your shiny scales. They are so wonderful, and you have so many." "You want me to give you one of my special scales? Who do you think you are?" cried the rainbow fish. "Get away from me." Shocked, the little bluefish swam away. He was so upset, he told all his friends what had happened. From then on, no one would have anything to do with the rainbow fish. They turned away when he swam by. What good were the dazzling, shimmering scales with no one to admire them? And now he was the loneliest fish in the entire ocean. One day he poured out his troubles to the starfish. "Well, I really am beautiful. Why doesn't anybody like me?" "I can't answer that for you," said the starfish. "But if you go beyond the coral reef to the deep cave, you will find the wise octopus. Maybe she can help you." The rainbow fish found the cave. It was very dark inside and he couldn't see anything. Then suddenly, two eyes caught him in the glare and the octopus emerged from the darkness. "I have been waiting for you," said the octopus with a deep voice. "The waves have told me your story, and this is my advice. Give a glittering scale to each of the other fish. You will no longer be the most beautiful fish in the sea, but you will discover how to be happy." "I can't," said the rainbow fish, started to say, but the octopus had already disappeared into a dark cloud of ink. "Give away my scales, my beautiful shining scales? Never! How can I ever be happy without them?" Suddenly, he felt the slight touch of a fin. The little bluefish was back. "Rainbow Fish, don't be angry. I just want one little scale." The rainbow fish wavered. "Only one very small shimmering scale," he thought. "Well, maybe I wouldn't miss just one." Carefully, the rainbow fish pulled out the smallest scale and he gave it to the little fish. "Oh, thank you very much," the little bluefish bubbled playfully as he tucked the shiny scale in among his blue ones. A rather peculiar feeling came over the rainbow fish. For a long time, he watched the little blue fish swim back and forth with his scales glittering in the water. The little blue fish whizzed through the ocean with his scales flashing, so it didn't take long for the rainbow fish was surrounded by the other fish. Everyone wanted a glittering scale. The rainbow fish shared his scales left and right, and the more he gave away, the more delighted he became. And when the water all around him was filled with shimmering scales, at last he felt at home among the other fish. Finally, the rainbow fish had only one shining scale left. His most prized possessions had been given away, yet he was very happy. "Come on, rainbow fish," they called. "Come and play with us." "Here I come," said the rainbow fish, and happy as a splash, he swam off to join his friends. And that is the first story of the rainbow fish. These books are kind of cool. If you get a rainbow fish book, if you look at the big opening page, he has his scales all here. And then at the end, he has one shimmering scale because he shared with all his friends. Hi, Sawyer. Hi, Jocelyn. Hi, Remy. He shared all his scales and made lots of friends. Now, this was the first story by Rainbow Fish, and everybody liked that, and so they wanted to make another story about rainbow fish. So Marcus Pfister, who was the author, wrote another story. Actually, I'll tell you what, let me save this one for you, and let's do Play with Rainbow Fish. This is a cool story that comes in between stories. The fish are playing hide and seek. Rainbow Fish is looking for his friends. Where can they be? Let's see if we can find his friends. Someone is hiding behind that rock. Who is it? Two fish. Or three fish. And they all have a little dazzling scale. Who is hiding behind those leaves? It's 6 small seahorses. Here comes the whale. He wants to play too, but he is too big to hide. Whoosh, he swirls the water all around him, and the fish go all tumbling on the big whale ride. It's so much fun to play with rainbow fish. Now I want to share another story with you. That is called Rainbow Fish to the Rescue. It comes after this story, The Rainbow Fish, where Rainbow Fish shared his scales with his friends. The next story, they make another friend that's a little different in The Rainbow Fish to the Rescue. A long way out in the deep blue sea, there swam a school of fish, not just an ordinary fish. Each one had a sparkling silver scale. Ever since Rainbow Fish had shared his scale, these fish had done everything together. They swam together, they played together, they ate together, they even rested together, floating in the shadows of the reef. They were so happy together, they had no interest in other fish. So one day, when a little striped fish swam through their game of flash tag, they all stared at him. "Hey," the little striped fish finally said, "can I play too?" "It's flash tag," said one little fish, "and you don't have a flashing scale." "Well, do you have to have a special scale?" the little striped fish asked. "Of course you do," said the fish with the jagged fin. "Come on, let's play," he called to the others. "Don't worry about him." Then all the fish turned and went back to their game. Rainbow Fish hesitated. He was afraid of losing his new friends, so he didn't dare stand up to the fish with the jagged fins. Feeling a little ashamed, Rainbow Fish reluctantly swam off to join the others. The little striped fish floated all alone at the edge of the reef. He looked sad as he watched the game. The other fish were having such fun darting and diving in the deep blue sea. Their shining scales were sparkling. Rainbow Fish remembered what it felt like to have no friends and how lonely he had been when all the fish had ignored him. He had been so proud of all his glittering scales that he had refused to share them. No wonder nobody wanted to play with him. But now his friends did want him to play, and Rainbow Fish soon was caught up in the game, and no one was paying any attention when danger entered the reef. Suddenly, a shark shot out like an arrow in the middle of the school. And the fish darted to every direction, managed to escape to their hiding places. There, in a narrow crack in the reef, the shark could not reach them. They were safe, but the little striped fish wasn't. Rainbow Fish couldn't keep still. He was so worried. "What's wrong?" asked the skinny fish. "It's the little striped fish," said Rainbow Fish. "He's all alone out there. We've got to help him." With that, the Rainbow Fish left the safety of his hiding place. "Let's go," he called. The other fish trembled with fear, but they knew what they had to do. They sped out of the crack after Rainbow Fish. They soon saw the shark. And there was the little striped fish swimming and spinning away from his jaws. Rainbow Fish could see that the little fish's strength was failing fast. "Hurry!" shouted Rainbow Fish, and all the fish swarmed straight for the shark. Now this confused the shark because usually fish swim away from him. He turned this way and that way, and snapping right and left until he was dizzy. And the shark almost got the fish with the jagged fins, but he escaped with just a few scratches. Quietly, Rainbow Fish led the little striped fish to safety. "You were really brave," said the little striped fish. "Thanks for saving my life." Together they watched as the exhausted shark gave up and swam away. When all the fish returned safely to the reef, they welcomed the little striped fish. "Why don't you stay and play with us?" Rainbow Fish offered. "Well, how can I play flash tag when I don't have a shiny scale?" asked the little striped fish. "We can play, fin tag," said the fish with the jagged fins. "Touch a fin and you're it." All the fish cheered and they swam off to play together in the deep blue sea. Remember in the other story how the pictures changed? And this one, Rainbow Fish is over here and the striped fish is over here. But at the end, they're friends. Hi, Easton. Hi, Scotty. Thanks for coming to tuning in today and joining us for our live story time with our friend, the Rainbow Fish. Now, remember, I was telling you Rainbow Fish was a story written by Marcus Pfister, and the story was so popular that it had other stories that came afterward. The Rainbow Fish to the Rescue was the next book, but there's some other great stories, including one about a great big whale. And there's another one about a sea serpent's cave. And there's a lot of fun stories. So if you would like to see some more of these stories with our friend Rainbow Fish, be sure to check them out at your local library, including here. Because you can call in and get a curbside pickup, or you can come visit us in the library and pick out your own book. So thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for being good listeners. Thank you for letting me share these stories with you today. But most of all, today and always, thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Have a great day, and I'll see you next week.